Oh man, I'm somewhat disheartened at this situation, especially since I made a video about Lil Yachty as to why his development as an artist from the golden era of 2016 deserves his success and accolades. For all that shit to come crashing down, straight down. If you live under a rock on some Patrick Star shit and don't know what I'm talking about or alluding to, I'm talking about KarahBoo making one of the biggest decisions in her very, very short career, which is to part ways with Concrete. So the reason I wanted to let this breathe and not post immediately is because I don't like to assume, and funny enough, I feel like KarahBoo did this just to spite me. Somehow she seen my video on Yachty and decided to up the ante by leaving. But on a serious note, so the Creek gang popped out for the Broccoli Festival for a performance, and everybody was accounted for except for... Okay, weird. Well, after fans of Boo would start a trending post, "Where's Cara?" and Cara herself reposting these kinds of posts, rumors began to float around that she had been let go, no 2 weeks notice type shit. But people and fans alike were skeptical, thinking it's a part of her project rollout since the project is called "Where's Cara?" or some shit like that. I don't know, to be completely honest. So all that happens, and you know how the internet is. It circulates and it bubbles up until Yachty finally came out with a short and unsatisfactory explanation as to them parting ways. And 3, 2, 1, roll the clip.
I'm gonna say this shit one time, right? We have split ways with Cara as far as this Concrete shit. I don't have nothing to say, nothing bad to say, nothing negative to say about Cara. I wish her the best in her career. Yeah. That's that.
So, I don't know about y'all, but off of body language and facial expressions, it looks like there was some type of snake shit going on. And again, I don't like to assume, and I'm not trying to solve a puzzle that wasn't given to me directly. But at first, I was like, oh, she left because she's the only female of the group surrounded by guys, and they may be giving her that brotherly love, you know, that type of love that turns a girl into a woman.
What do you mean by that?
But no Diddy type shit. I'm talking about if you're a younger sister and you're surrounded by boys, they rough you up. You know what I'm saying? You end up getting a rougher neck. And it makes you less susceptible for being a target for random, strange men. You know how to take care of yourself a little bit more, right? But then, I'm like, hell nah, because they got Gio in that motherfucker, who's a self-proclaimed lesbian. And she don't even rap. Motherfucker just look fire. And from a money standpoint, in this day and age, what's more marketable than a fine-ass lesbian that raps and has swag? No disrespect, Gia, but dead ass. So nah, it can't be that woman shit, right? And it can't be the brotherly love, because in every video, you can see camaraderie and a family tie. I mean, these said that she was the glue of Crete, and more importantly, she was the front man of Crete. Yachty put this Crete on his back, and Cara just happened to be the front man, or woman, shall I say. Here's my problem and why I think she's gonna fail down the line. She's popular for a few reasons, right? One of the reasons is the fact that she's a woman with her look and her sound and the types of bars that she has. I'm not gonna lie, she can say a few catchy lines, but even in my Yachty video, I said I don't see why people cater to her the most and why she's the Crete mascot. Then also, do y'all remember she had the little small hate train going on from I guess her being light skinned and people were trying to see if she was eligible to say because she was, I don't know, I guess light skinned and a woman who seemed a little sheltered compared to what she raps about. But that's all besides the point, right? So there's two ways I see this situation for it being how it is. Option one is Yachty maybe had a very calculated plan as to how he wanted his artist to be rolled out and be seen, and maybe renegotiated her contract on her behalf, and she wasn't fucking with it since she's the mascot of Crete. Something along the lines of treachery or something, right? Like, you know, maybe Yachty was trying to get more out of her than what she wanted. Because I mean, if we look back, we can see posts that Cara had tweeted out talking about how she doesn't have a label behind her, and maybe she wasn't satisfied with what QC had going on. Where you got QC and then you got Crete, which is under that. So the parent company and probably Yachty had some sort of hand in terms of like her rolling out music, and she probably wasn't rocking with it. Option 2 is just the fact that this decided that she was lit enough without them and wants to do her own thing. And the reason why the latter is so disrespectful, because if y'all don't know,
into even doing music.
I was your assistant. I was both assistant, and we was at this thing because he was in this movie. What's that movie called?
Movies in Canada?
Yeah. It was a good movie. No.
I don't know.
But yeah, he was in this movie, and he was doing like a voiceover. I'm like, nigga actor. Like, you a rapper. Like, I'm just like, this nigga actor. I wanted to be an actress since I was little. So then I was like, I should be a rapper. And then I could just be in hella movies and I could just be an actress.
Alright, so not only has dude been beneficial for you in your occupation and resume wise, you told this nigga, your boss, you wanted to be a rapper, and he actually let you do it. He put money behind you and the whole team, chains and for you, like videos, I'm assuming that he probably paid for you to cut ties. Now again, we don't know why ties were cut, and maybe this shit is just for promo and Yachty is giving us a real hell of a ride. But Yachty going live at this point in time of me recording this 2 times, kind of tweaking out a little bit, saying that he's done with the internet and shit like that. It may be raps for KarahBoo. Let's just play devil's advocate and say that she did get too big for her britches and decided to just step out on Crete and do her own thing. How the fuck could you part ways with one of your biggest endorsers and fucking label boss? The one person aside from yourself where if you needed someone to vouch for you and speak on your behalf in these big rooms and spaces, you turn your back on them. See, it's about more than just separating. It's a certain level of loyalty people need to have when it comes to situations like this. Yachty put you on in multiple ways. We wouldn't even know who KarahBoo was if it wasn't for Yachty. Like, we wouldn't know anybody in Crete if it wasn't for Yachty. I mean, that's just plain and simple. People in Yachty's camp and circle and area probably wouldn't even know you if it wasn't for the fact that you were working for Yachty and doing errands for Yachty. Like, if y'all don't know, personal assistants, man, if you got a 6-figure, 7-figure boss, they're sending you to do all sorts of stuff on their behalf that they don't have time to do. And in some cases, when your boss has to get the receipt, the bill, whatever, you know, they end up asking for certain information. So having a celebrity, rapper, entertainer as somebody who signs your checks and pays you is a good look on a resume, regardless of who it is, right? So we wouldn't know you if it wasn't for Yachty and the fact that you were working for him and then rapping for him. So he was your boss in both regards. And look, I'm not hating. I swear, I'm not a hater, but you're wearing someone's brand around your neck and on your back and label. For them to put so much work and faith in you after you know his last label group was lazy and he wasted like over $1 million, I think he said, on that team because they just weren't getting it together. And then you become the mascot of the very label he created and you separate. Now, as to why the separation is happening, we don't know. And I feel like we won't know because Yachty's the type of guy where he doesn't really get into situations and beefs and stuff like that. Usually stuff kind of just flies under the radar with him. So I'm not necessarily thinking that we'll get any sort of answers to this. And I think he's going to have a gang so tight-lipped to where everybody's on suspension right now. Like, Yachty done probably benched everybody. Now, I mean, dipping as the mascot is insane. Now, the only way I think us as a people collectively could accept this is if Yachty or Crete themselves had something nefarious going on that we don't know about. And that's what caused Cara to separate because she wanted to just, you know, not be up under that. But if it's the second option and she decided she wanted to just branch out and do her own thing, that's lame as hell because it doesn't just affect you. It affects your used to be label mates, right? It affects Yachty in terms of how he may view relationships with people, because if your PA, your personal assistant, somebody who you knew before rap and before they started buzzing themselves, could eventually separate from you because whatever reason, let's just assume that it's negative, and she decided to do her own thing. Could you imagine what it would be like for other artists who decided that they maybe wanted to be under Crete and stuff like that? This is probably almost as bad if Draft fell out with him because he was the first artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of them situations where like 50 Cent and Young Buck fall out. When you fall out of people that's in your group, it's never a good look. When Ray Shrimmer and them was having problems and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's never a good look. So for the front men, the front woman and mascot to be separated is not a good look. And I mean, look, bro, she's got only like 500,000 plays, listeners on Spotify, which popularity does not translate into music sales and stream. You don't even have a project out. Like, there's no real project out. The only person under Crete that has sustainable discography of music is DC2 Trill with like Drank Baby and stuff like that. But everybody as an artist and as a rapper, I think are pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? But for you to really be like one of the newest members in the group, right? And then to be the frontman and then separate, like, I don't know, bruh. It just, everything seems just really weird. And I know Yachty's probably really pissed about this situation because, I mean, you spend so much time and effort into these people and shit just goes left. So those are the reasons why I think Cara will definitely not succeed in this, because, I mean, what do you think? People are going to pick you over Boat when Boat's been in the game, what, almost 10 years now or so? I mean, if he was in 2016, yeah, but a little under 10 years. Like, those relationships are big relationships. Like, this is one of Drake's running buddies, and I'm not saying be a leech and leech off of your boss, but like, this is not a good look. And the only person that she follows underneath the Crete brand is DC2 Trill, and it's like, I'm really curious as to what the tea is in this situation. Like, I'm hoping it wasn't nothing crazy in terms of like, you know, anything physical or some legality type stuff. And worst case scenario, she was just smelling her own shit, didn't think it stank. But I mean, even if that is the case, that still sucks. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all think that she's gonna have a successful solo career, or is she gonna be somebody who fades into obscurity like so many other rappers? That being said, y'all have an amazing day, beautiful day or night, whenever you're watching this. I'm